So we actually had this discussion about this on my live last night before it was suspended for a week because some dusty, very uneducated man got in his feelings, and I'm pretty sure he reported me. But that's a whole nother topic. How do men think that they are superior to women when you wouldn't even be here had you not passed through the vaginal walls of a woman, right? So last night we were having this conversation, and he's like, your wombs are dead without my seed, even though the seed is actually the egg that's inside the mother, but whatever. And I said, well, sir, if you carry the life force, then how come when you blow your load in your hand or on a table or in a sock, babies don't form from that? Well, it needs the egg. I said, okay, join your seed with my egg. Take the egg, the implanted, fertilized egg out of my body, and let's implant it in your body, and let's see what happens. Let's see where the baby forms. How can the baby form? Well, I mean, it's not, right? Because you don't have the essential tools and ingredients to birth a baby. Only women have that. Your fertilizer is the other part of the DNA. But shit, two women could probably join together to DNA and fucking create something. I don't know how that works. But the point that I'm making is you're only a fertilizer. Your seed is a fertilizer. And if you carry the life force, your body would be able to build a baby, like actually from scratch, and then carry it for 9 months and all of that. Your body would provide the nutrients and everything it needs to form the little fingers and the little toes and in the nervous system and the urinary system and the little heart circulatory system and the little kidneys and the little liver. Your body would be able to do that if you carry the life force, sir. But because that's only been designated to women, we have been given the gift of life, of giving life. You have been given nothing. All you are is a fertilizer. If you really carried the life force, your body as a man would be able to build a baby, is what I like to call it. Build a baby from scratch. But we all know that that can't happen. Babies don't come from ribs. They don't come from your anal canal, your stomach, your head, your chest. Like, where's this baby gonna form inside your body, sir? So y'all could build whatever you want, even though we know that most ideas that were created and invented came from women, and then the men stole it and then took the credit for it. We know that that happened a lot of times. That happened throughout history, actually. Even with white people and black slaves. Because if you let them tell it, black people didn't invent anything, even though we were the first humans. But that's a whole other topic, okay? Much like that's wrong, you're wrong about this. If your mother had decided to abort you, you wouldn't be here. Whether the sperm was included or not, at the end of the day, the woman decides if she's going to give birth. And the only reason why you're here on the internet arguing with women about how you guys are superior is because your mother didn't abort you. Never forget that. Yeah, see, we don't actually care what y'all invented. We're just going to use those things as tools to block y'all out of our lives or whatever. That's all that's going to happen. So y'all keep saying this, men built the world and we built this and we built that. And it's like, and I'm going to use it against you. So this is true, but this is like pretty much mostly all men though. See, y'all keep saying that this is just red pill men as if it's just a small select group of men, or it's just this little group of men over here. And most men are red pill, okay? The very act of not liking women is red pill. The very act of not treating a woman right for whatever reason, the reason doesn't even matter. If you're like not gonna treat your woman right, your wife right, your baby mama right, whatever, you're red pill. The very fact that you think men who treat women good are simps, that's a red pill concept. Cheating on your woman is red pill. Everything that has to do with not treating women well for what the reason does not matter. I don't care if you don't think women deserve it, or if you think women are beneath you, or women are servants. Whatever your reason is, it doesn't matter. The very fact that you treat women wrong, or you have a disdain or a horrible view of women, you are automatically red pill. 100% of every man on the planet is a misogynist. And there are a very small group of them who have done the internal work to deconstruct that. But we know that 98% of men are not, probably 99% of men are not finna do that. They're not finna deconstruct that. So the very fact that a man is a misogynist, he's AKA red pill adjacent. Like, they go together. Like, you can't have one without the other. So at the end of the day, y'all got to stop saying it. Oh, those are just the red pill men. Like, that's pretty much every man you're going to run into. So, like, why are you making it seem like it's just a small group of men? And we know that it's the vast majority, because most women all around the world have pretty similar or the exact same stories at some point in time in their life as it pertains to men. The only way that that could make sense is that most men are the same way. And even if they're different, they're still the same at the core. So the reason why these women are in denial is it's a certain type of woman who are still in denial about the realities of the way men think and male nature and things like that. Those women are typically women with low self-esteem, and they have their entire view, their entire worldview, their sense of self is all wrapped up in a man. It's wrapped up in, if they have a man, what men think, what men want, right? They can't separate the lies and the fairy tales that we were told from the reality. Even though men have been preaching from the mountaintops in the rap songs, in the R&B songs, right? They've been on the comedy specials, and you know that you hear them in the barbershop, you know, whatever it is. They've been screaming from the rooftop, telling on themselves. Many of them didn't know they were telling on themselves, but a lot of them did know, and they didn't give a damn. Women just refuse. These types of women refuse to accept it. Their entire identities, their self-esteem, their sense of self-worth, it's all wrapped up in a man. There are even women out there who will flat out tell you, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I don't know about y'all women saying y'all don't need no man. I needs me a man. I need a man, right? I's married now. Those women who marriage is their identity and stuff like that, those are the women who will never be able to accept this. And I'm not trying to be funny, but that's why those women will stay in the perpetual state of unhappiness that they're in. And when I say perpetual state of unhappiness, constantly being cheated on, constantly finding things in men's phone, whether it's the same man or different men, constantly cycling through all these men going through the same exact thing over and over, because they just refuse to believe that this is just mostly all men. They keep trying, they keep putting themselves out there, because there's no way all men are terrible. I just got to keep trying. I just got to keep kissing frogs until I find that prince. And they're going to spend their entire lives, and they're going to go to their graves constantly getting their hearts broken, constantly being disappointed by men, and all of that. They're never going to get it. There are women who are going to go through a few more heartbreaks before they come to the realization that this is what men are, and you can either take it or leave it. And then there's going to be those ones that we hear about on the news, like I always say, that ended up getting their heads pew-pewed off, or, you know, been beaten, had their teeth knocked down their throats, walking around toothless, walking around paralyzed or whatever. But typically these types of women will go to their graves, and their entire lives were centered around men, heartbreak, disappointment, and all of that. You can't do anything to help that group of women. It's over. That's why they're in denial. They can't see a life with no man. They can't see a life outside of not having a man attached to their hip. And they're going to be very, very miserable because of that. They also, these women tend to look like many, many years older than what they are. They look worn down, tired all the time. They're just always going through something. They're always praying and praying for God to deliver them and all that stuff. I'm just putting that out there because that's a big part of it. Religious women tend to be the most in denial. They have the most cognitive dissonance about men. Because they are so blinded by religion. But that's a whole other topic. But those are the types of women who are in denial, and that's why they're in denial.